You
Sure.
see now on the conservative side, there's a lot more what they call woke right. There's a lot of conservatives that are anti-Israel. Obviously, you're Jewish. I'm saying, what do you feel as a Jewish person? Do you think that that's a kind of a maybe almost a psychological operation to divide us? Or, kind of what is your opinion of seeing that? Because really, we're winning with Donald Trump. We're winning with Stephen Miller right now. So people are kind of being nitpicky and trying to pick things to fight about, because Israel-Palestine's bad, but like COVID was right here, and people are fighting more. I'm saying people are even getting more vicious about Israel-Palestine than I remember even COVID being at some point. So, maybe that's just my opinion, but I kind of want to get your opinion. What do you think about that? And now people are being more vocal anti-Israel on the conservative side.
I think we've done a poor job communicating about, I say we, I do not mean the White House.
Yeah.
I mean American Jews, and that of, I would definitely say Jews, of why Israel is so important to us and to what's happened in the past. I think we as a population have also done a poor job communicating what happened on October 7th and letting that just kind of get glossed over and lost. I think we've done a really good job of letting the legacy media tell the story of, or tell the fake story of what's going on in Gaza the way they want to tell it. We see them constantly psyop the American public as it relates to President Trump and the election. And unfortunately, we're letting that happen again. The same playbook happened in the Middle East. I think we need to stand up and actually show why Israel is such a strong ally of the United States. And I think, unfortunately, we don't need any more wars, don't want American engagement in any more wars. We don't need to lose any more Americans in foreign wars. And we need to tell the story of how we are doing that and how we are supporting Israel without American lives.
Well, and I believe Israel obviously has the right to survive, and they are under threat. They're the only democracy there, and they are one of our strongest allies when it comes to information. But you have to admit, when it comes to the propaganda war, when they bomb a hospital on live TV, it makes it hard for me to defend that. I'm sure it makes it hard for you to defend that. And I'm not saying war is a good thing. Obviously war is a bad thing. So let's not try to be naive. Innocent people, civilians are going to get hurt. That's just, it happened in every war since. But you have to admit, it is making it more challenging. Some of the, I guess, you can say psyop, but at the same time, I think Israel does take some responsibility for some of what we're seeing. And so I guess, is that justified? Is somebody's, I guess, is some of the criticism of Israel, is that justified? Or are you kind of of the opinion if you criticize Israel, that's anti-Semitic? Because that's a tool that the left
I don't
is
think all criticisms of Israel is anti-Semitic. The same way not all criticisms of the United States means you're anti-patriotic, right? You can still criticize our country and criticize that of our leaders without being patriotic. Of course, it's the degree of criticism and what you're criticizing which makes it not okay, right? When you criticize President Trump, are you doing so from a place of love and a place of let's get to a good place? Or are you doing that because, you're excited to see us jump up and down on each other? I think there's a difference there, right? Not all criticisms of people means you're anti-Semitic, but there are varying degrees of what Israel has done is great and Israel has done is not so great. But certainly there's no conversation that happens to what Gaza has done is great or not great, or who's actually in control of Hamas. Right? That gets lost because we get so focused on Israel.
Well, that's true. But that's obviously, people are going to hold Israel to a higher standard because they are our ally. And that is hard because they're fighting literally guerrilla warfare. And it's hard to kind of follow the Geneva rules of engagement, when you're fighting terrorists. So listen, it's a very challenging topic. I just see that it's becoming it's much more of a vocal subject than it was 2, 3, 4 years ago, in my opinion. So,
but I think it's not as vocal as it was 2-3 months ago either.
Yeah, I think it's cooled down a little bit, and I think it will. I really wish we could just pay all the Hamas people. Can't we just move them to like Bangladesh or something like that? I mean, can't we just give them all new houses? I'm serious. There's got to be somebody we can buy them some property somewhere else.
Well, I'm curious to know why none of the Middle Eastern nations are taking them in.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the question I have. Yeah. There's something we're all missing because none of those countries seem to be wanting to take in people from that population. And why is that? I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself